evening, people. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting for the Rochester Downtown Development Authority for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Madam Director, Acting Recording Secretary, the roll, please. Present.
Mayor Savia?
Here.
Bob Bloomingdale?
Here.
Tyler Carson?
Here.
Eric Diana? Bob DiTomaso? Lisa Germani Williams?
Here.
Paul Haig?
Here.
Roger Knapp?
Yes.
Tony LaPluma?
Here.
Missy Plez?
Here.
Don Sinkowitz?
Here.
Marilyn Trent?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. We appreciate it. First on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from October 15, 2025. Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Haig.
Second it.
Support by Tanya. Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Audience comments? That's right.
Any public comment?
Yeah, no, I think we don't see any.
Okay.
I'm going to take just a sort of a quick second since we got a little, no audience comments. I'll be audience comment for a second. I just wanted to sort of congratulate everybody on the election that just happened. I want to thank those that have served, and I no longer, I can feel your pain. So once you've done your time and paid your debt to society, it's good to move on. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor especially. Nice campaign, and we're blessed to have you back up here. So looking forward to more of your glory cast upon this board, right? Yes, it'll be great. So anyway, congratulations to everybody that won and those that ran, because I know it's equally as hard. That was pretty tough. I mean, there was a lot of contestants for the Price is Right, and it's a lot of work, a lot of shoe leather. So my hat's off. I've been there and I know it, so I can appreciate it. So thank you to everybody that serves in both that capacity and in the volunteer capacity for our community. Liaison reports. City Council, the Honorable Marilyn Trent. Good evening.
Good evening. We've had two meetings since our last meeting here last month. The first one is October 27th. Senator Weber gave a legislative update regarding the budget. That was the update. Some highlights are the road bill passed in next year's budget, and that means, what does that mean to Rochester? That means that we could receive $500,000 for our road and updating our roads. And that more than offsets the decrease in state revenue sharing that they have with municipalities, cities, that is decreasing by 6%. So there you go. And there was also $95 million put in for safety. I don't know how they're going to disperse that, but I'm sure it's through grants. Mm-hmm. Let's see, the Graham. I know you've probably heard of that. We had a wonderful presentation in it with a new architectural design, and it was well received. Everybody liked it, from what I could see. I mean, it was.
I didn't get yelled at. It was good.
Yes, it was a very positive experience.
Right, it was.
Yes,
It was awesome.
a lot of nice
Actually,
things were said.
100%.
Yes. There was a public hearing for the new build on 120 South Main Street when you enter town. You know, the
The cleaners and the.
it's the
Dwayne's.
automotive shop.
Dwayne's Auto Tech.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yes, it's going to be a physical therapy place. And, you know, the public hearing went well, and it was informative. The physical therapist came and explained how they are going to, you know, their philosophy. And
He's a Rochester resident.
okay, I didn't know that.
He's a doctor and he's a Rochester resident.
Yes, and they want to do like more involvement in the community and more involvement with physical therapy plus health. So it was very good.
That's awesome.
I liked what I saw. And the Clinton River Trail reconstruction was awarded to Anglin Civil. And another good news, it was a good night on October 27th. The cost was about half of what was anticipated. Have we ever heard of that before? Anybody? Raise your hand. Half. Just tell me. You know, usually we'll say 5 million and all of a sudden it's 7. No, this was half of 3.6. So, yeah, actually less than half. We're not saying, though, that, you know, we don't want to count our chickens before they roost. But anyway, that was that. The city of Rochester has a lot of events besides Christie's and DDA. I thought maybe I could make that announcement. But the process is become redundant because a lot of these are repetitive events. and many are the same. That means year after year. So Chief Rohib is working on efficiency in the police department and the approval process. He came up with a new way to approve this, and for these redundant special events. So that means that he can approve them, and if he sees any red flags, he will bring them to the city council, and so that, more efficient. Effective and efficient and saves money and time. So any new events will obviously come to the city council. So we had and guess what we also did? Then we came into a robust discussion about e-bikes. Yes, and yeah, e-bikes and scooters. And we reviewed possible new ordinance language. And then we decided this needs more research. It was that, for that meeting.
Silent but deadly.
Yes, I like that. On, just on Monday, we had another meeting, and our second meeting, and we always have a nonprofit come and present, which I really enjoy those presentations, so we can get to know our nonprofits in Rochester and the Rochester area, because we have many of them. And this one was presented by Glamorous Moms by Shannon Lazowski. And it is for serving vulnerable new Michigan moms. And so they have a lot of postpartum recovery kits. They're 100% volunteer run. And it was very interesting to hear how much they do. And you can watch the meeting if you want. And they have a lot of information on social media. And then we got another award. We got award from the City of Rochester Roadrunners Club, speaking of many events, and many of them are 5Ks. And so Roadrunners Clubs of America awarded Rochester the Roadrunner Friendly Award and honored us with a plaque. The Community Garden Report. If any of you have any gardening skills and have been using them in our community garden, we've been discussing how the pros and cons, and of course there's always weeding, and that was discussed, but we got the report, a good report, an update from the new Director of Operations of Dinosaur Hill, Ellen Witz. So that was reviewed, and also some weeding mitigation was discussed. Then our very own Christy Trevorrow managed to hop from Holiday Expo, which I did see her there, to discuss America 250 and Heritage Days event. I don't know, are you going to give some updates here? Because
I wasn't on America 250, but that'd be like when we get there or whatever.
Yeah, she updated what the DDA was their involvement and their help, which we really appreciate because we need that. We need that type of help. Anything DDA can do for us, we love it. So there is the America 250, there's a steering committee, they're putting together the DDA is putting together a master calendar, and the DAR, Daughters of American Revolution, kicks off their event in January with America 250 exhibit library, January 16th. And there will be fundraising, so be aware of that. Let's see, they looked at different, we got an insurance update on Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it still is the best option and the cheapest option, if cheap can be used with
I was
insurance.
just going to say.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually correct, but anyway, less expensive. And speaking of elections, 2,939 eligible voters voted, and that's 30% of eligible voters in
It's actually a good
Rochester.
turnout for a city council election.
Yeah,
If you're
I think it was.
typically
And
17, 18%.
The breakdown was 1,709 were absentee voters, 234 were early voters, and 996 were in person on November 4th.
So 60% of the election was decided by AV.
Yep.
It's up a lot.
Always, but it's up.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's great, right? Vote and vote often.
So the city council was given this from, I think it was Deb or you, someone passed this out at the exciting Channel 7.
Yeah,
Channel 7, right?
good stuff.
ABC, Big Bright Light Show will be, yes, they'll be there. So, and they will be televised.
Yeah.
So everyone was excited about that.
Good.
And last but not least, I am predicting, this is probably my last meeting. It has been 19 years. I've decided this is not the Hotel California. You can, even though you check in, you can check out. And I think 19 years is a lot of time, and I've enjoyed it. And I know that my replacement will do an excellent job. And it was the first appointment that I had to Rochester City, appointment by the city council, and obviously enjoyed it. So, anyway.
Well, we
thank
thank you for that and your service, obviously, to this board. I mean, as a volunteer board member up here and then flipping script and jumping the other side of the dais. But yeah, it's been fantastic. We'll certainly miss your, your inquisitive nature and keeping us on our toes, but I am fairly certain that whoever replaces you, the bar is super high. So we know where to find you, though, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Maybe I'll stop in and visit.
See? Well, we
I can
love
sit in
that.
the audience and I'll have a question. maybe
Well,
or two.
that'd be great. So whenever I call. All right, with that, council was super busy, so thank you for that. We're going to send some oxygen over there halfway through your presentation. There was so much going on. Next up, Bob DiTomaso, Chamber of Commerce. Bob is not here. Does somebody want to pinch hit for Chamber?
He said that Maggie was going to send me a report, but I did not receive it.
Okay, so we'll put it on the agenda. We'll just pick it up next month. Mr. Sinkowitz, Historical, good evening.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor. I'll start off with the Historical Commission, some activities going on there. Again, a reminder, March 22nd will be Founder's Day. We'll start organizing for the coloring book distribution. After Thanksgiving, I'll poll the schools to see how many second graders we have in the Rochester Community Schools, which includes several other schools. We have a meeting for the Heritage Days Festival. That's tomorrow here at the City Hall. Pat Kane is working on a Christmas tree that'll celebrate not only the holiday of Christmas, but also the upcoming anniversary, the 250th, and that Christmas tree will be here in the hallway, or in the foyer, I should say. So that's going on. Again, last night was very informative, a lot of fun. Great job, Christy, as always. Learned a lot, actually, and had the opportunity to get into a little more detail in the hotel, thanks to Cowboy. If you remember, Cowboy is our dog. So that turned out really well. And also, just to mention really quickly, those that like to watch the Food Channel, the home bakery lady was there. Presenting on the Food Channel.
Oh, my gosh.
It went very well. She was up, I think, for two shows.
Two shows.
She was on that show. She did get in some good plugs for Rochester. They did show the home bakery, the front of the store, and so forth. So that worked out well. She did mention the Detroit Lions, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's see, I also wanted to mention, and I talked to Bob about this, and this is, Bob put together along with the committee to talk about the administration building across the street. And what was written is, I am writing to inform you that I am working with a group of community residents to develop a plan to repurpose the former administration building into a community center that would serve the residents throughout the Rochester Community School District. During the public comments on November 10th, Bob and the team, I needed to request that the Rochester Community School Board of Education add to its February 23rd, 2026 regular meeting agenda a presentation from the Harrison Community Center Group regarding a proposal to repurpose the former administration building. And to add to that, based on the meeting that occurred on Monday, the Rochester Community School Board agreed to table the action on the Harrison building until May of 2026. So that gives the committee the opportunity to put together their plan and present it to the Rochester Community School Board. So that went very, very well. And the group has support from the Rochester Historical Commission, the Rochester Avon Historical Commission, and I believe there's some other ones.
The Oakland Township Historic District Commission, yeah.
That's great. Well, fingers crossed that we're able to get that over the curb. That'd be super for the community.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for our historical liaison?
That's a
Seeing-
great account.
For
Thanks.
sure, 100%. Thank you for that report. Principal Shopping District, Mr. Hague.
We got a lot going on, I'll tell you. Channel 7, she already waved this, I'm going to wave it again.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's coming.
Glenda's in the house.
There will be other television channels there quietly, too. The Cookie Stroll, that's going. We got the Small Business Saturday shopping spree, text receipts, get a free ice sculpture, and now we have Kris Kringle mugs coming, too. We have the Festival of Trees coming up. What's the date on the Festival of Trees again?
November 21st.
21st through the 23rd.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And we have the, let's see, what else do we have? I think the Farmer's Lot is going to be a skating rink. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
During Fire and Ice.
During Fire and Ice, excuse me.
We're not sure if that's where it's going, but it's going to be in the facility.
Okay. We're going to have a skating rink, period.
If the DPW doesn't plow it, that's probably true. So.
And you don't
It's
have to.
synthetic.
And you can rent skates. You don't have to bring skates.
You can actually,
Rent skates,
it's
great.
free skates.
Free skates?
Free
Free
skates.
skates.
Yeah.
Dude.
Whoa.
Ooh, it gets better.
Is there anything else?
Wow.
Nope, I'm going to cover
That
stuff
wasn't
later.
on budget, but-
Okay. That's it.
All right, fantastic. As usual, you guys are knock out of the park every single time we talk about the things in this community. We're blessed to have the PSD making it fun. So thank you for that. General business items, market and Graham update. Okay, so as stated earlier, we went before council and presented basically the same presentation I gave to you guys when we were here last time. Really well received. In fact, I need to connect with historical and with Steve Sage. He had mentioned that the DUR original artwork, the gentleman that wrote the book, and his name's escaping me.
Robert?
Yes, he wants to
Robert, yeah.
donate the actual original artwork to us, and we're going to frame it and put it in the Graham, so,
Great.
yes, which is fantastic. So we were super appreciative of that and blessed to have that come our way, and we will take very, very good care of it. So that was great. But yeah, so as Councilperson Trent had said, it was received well. I think that, everybody to a person wanted to get this thing over the curb, nobody more than myself. And the redesign is fantastic, and I think we're in good shape. So to that end, I've been trying to keep the balls moving because the shot clock's running. We got to have this thing built and done by September 30th. Otherwise, we got to write a check back to Oakland County, and I really don't want to do that. So we've been sort of working parallel paths. The redesign is such that we have to go before planning again. As you guys know, I was told today that planning has everything that they need. It's been submitted. We're on the calendar for December, so we'll be there for that meeting. But at that meeting, I think it'll go to public hearing in January. That's the expectation. So I just brought the construction management and the design team up to speed on that, so they knew that. So we're running parallel paths. Also, part of the package that was sent over to planning also included all the design elements that they needed to price it out. So now that's out for bid. Talked to Sean Reedwall today at our meeting. He said it's out. They have a pre-meeting on Thursday, November 20th, for any of the trades that want to come do a walkthrough at 1 p.m. So it's going to be over at the Graham. I mean, it's just going to be for trades, but bring a hard hat and a wrench, I guess, if you want to walk through or something. But to the extent that they want to walk through the project and kind of see what they got going. Wednesday the 26th are when bids are due. And then we should have some numbers back, shortly thereafter. The only chink in the armor is we've got deer season and Thanksgiving. So we may have about a week delay there. So I'm saying by the time for our meeting in December, our next meeting in December, we should have full numbers. Fingers crossed. Yes, ma'am.
So what you're saying is you'll have everything you need for the planning meeting in December?
They've already got,
bids.
planning's already got what they
Okay.
need, so they're good. But also that packet that went to planning, we also needed to send out for the bid packs.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's out being bid right
Okay.
now. Excuse me, those bids are due back on Wednesday, the 26th. And then, a week to sort of go through and sift through all the rubble. So what I'm saying is my expectation is by our meeting in December 10th, here, we should have, 94.8% accuracy as to, the numbers back, the bids back, how we're going to do it. Sean said he broke it up into 1 million pieces, so trades could bid, parts of it, and he said that should drive the cost down as well. So fingers crossed that, we'll all find out together come, first week of December. But the expectation is the only slowdown would be with hunting season and with Thanksgiving. It might throw a week in there. So.
Not maybe the cost, you think? I mean, you're just anticipating that you can make this cost work. with
Yeah,
this
nobody's
plan
concerned
that-
about anything. I'm telling you that
Okay.
we're not going to have real numbers until we get all the bids back, and those bids are due back on November
Okay.
26th.
Okay.
And it'll take a week to unwind
Like a
that.
update on-
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
And
Okay.
I'll put a memo to that effect and
Okay.
send it out just so everybody's on the same
Okay,
page. But,
thanks.
So that's sort of the plan at this point. Other than that, we're just marching forward, and the building's already enclosed, so as we talked about today, they should be able to do a sufficient amount of work on the inside without really having to, do too much to keep it heated in there and whatever. So hammer down. I do know that the evil word rigid inclusions was brought up in the meeting again today, so it's significantly less than it was before, so nobody's freaking out, but until I see if, there's still dirt issues over there, but it's not anywhere near as much what we had before, so. So anyway, it is what it is, and everybody's still, the specific question I asked on the meeting today was, is there anything keeping anybody up at night, or that I should be worried about that should be keeping me up at night? And to a person, they said, no, we're in good shape, so I took that as a positive sign.
That's great.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. Again, we won't know until first week of December, but looking good, so.
I'll knock over
We
here
shall
on
see.
that wood.
And that is my update. Downtown Rochester Holiday Expo recap, Mr. Hague.
Okay, so, it was very boring and everything else. We had over 1,000 people there. I asked many, many merchants how they did. They did extremely well. It was so loud, she had to make a lot of extra noise to even give all the gifts away. It was beautiful. It had, again, it was just very busy, very noisy, and it's the best we've ever seen. And I invite everybody to the Royal Park next year to have a great time. Thanks.
It was a lot.
It was quite a lot.
So we sold out with 65 spaces. We had sold those spaces out in August. Had a waiting list a mile long of people wanting to get in, because what I find is that once someone gets in, then they are back year after year if they can. I'm also excited to say that originally it was about maybe a third downtown businesses, then some chamber businesses, and then whoever in the greater Rochester area that, we could fit in there. Now, we have more than half of the vendors are downtown businesses, which I think is amazing. I'd love to see the whole thing become downtown businesses. I mean, it's called the Downtown Rochester Holiday Expo. It kind of makes sense. So, but yeah, we had over half the businesses. So I thought that was really fantastic. And the one thing that I will say, and business development talks about this all the time, is how we can serve our service businesses. And this is one of, number one, all day long of how we serve the service businesses. Because a lot of times for service businesses, it's enough just to get in front of people. And having a table at sidewalk sales, there are some accountants, chiropractors that do that, but not everybody does that. But this, they do really well with it. So it's been a really great event with us. We've already booked for next year. I try like heck to get the whole ballroom. We have 3/4 and we squish in there. They have a standing commitment with a corporation that comes in for the week, room nights, the whole thing. We're just kind of like a little small potato thing over here. So they can't really turn that down. They haven't re-signed their contract, so here's me. But otherwise, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. But we've had nothing but positive feedback from the businesses that participated in it. And like Paul said, over 1,000 people at least. These were the little good bags that we gave away. When you walked in, you could grab one. The event opened at 5 o'clock. We had 500 bags out there, and they were gone at 5:15.
What?
And I will say, Bob Lytle from Lytle's, he's the author. He sold out of a bunch of his books.
Yeah, the Rochester, we had a lot of nonprofits there too. Rochester Writers were there, Pollinators were there, Rochester Avon Historical Society, Community House, there were a bunch of them there. So it was nice to see that too. But yeah, they had 4 local authors, including Bob Lytle, which was great. So,
People
but that-
really buy there. People spend a lot of money there.
It's fascinating. I talked with
Sure.
Katie at Give Thanks, and she said that she really didn't know what to expect. And she said that usually any events you go to, it's the decorated cookies that people want. No, bread all day long. She had the big pretzels, all this, I walked over there, it was decimated, but all the little decorated cookies were all just sitting there, pristine. She's like, I don't know what happened. She goes, now I know for next year. So there's another one. She's never done it before, but she's already talking to me about next year. So it's a good one for us. So, and it's a nice, we're already talking at business development next month about raising the rate because we haven't raised it in a hot minute.
Yep.
I'll take all those unsold cookies.
Exactly.
Cardiologist says no.
Yes, but it was a very nice event, very well received, and we had a lot of nice compliments on it.
That's great. I mean, you guys always hit a home run every year, so this is, I hate to say it, this is sort of the expectation at this point, but the bar just keeps getting higher and higher, so really, really well done. With that, might as well roll into holiday events update.
Hi. So with the Holiday Expo kicking off, that is day one of what we lovingly call Holiday Thunderdome. It's our busiest time of the year, so when people call randomly and say, hey, do you have time to meet? No. Talk to me after line-up. That's where we're going. Festival of Trees is next weekend. We do still have tickets available for the cocktail preview, $50 a piece. And the Festival of Trees is sponsored by Nancy Salvia Merrill Lynch, so thank you. Second year in a row.
Second year,
Yep, very proud of that. And along with her sponsorship, she gets to select a Christmas tree for us to design for her. And your theme is?
Lions.
Lions.
Go Lions.
That's great.
We actually found a Detroit Lions Honolulu blue flocked tree. I did. It's amazing. I do
didn't
scroll
know
at 3 in the
that. I'm
morning
so
looking for
excited
some
about
trees.
that.
I don't
Now
live.
you're going to make me want to buy it.
It's
Like,
so-
really?
It's so cute. And we got sports card to donate a miniature helmet that's signed by Sam, I always forget this.
Laporta?
Yeah,
Laporta.
yeah. So, but many other trees, and we're also proud to say that we had about, oh gosh, I want to say maybe 8, 9 years ago, started including nonprofits, where they could fundraise for their nonprofits. But I've been putting out things for the last 5 months about people wanting to get nonprofits, and we were hovering at 7. We've usually had up to 10. So just found a flyer, I threw it out on our social media about 3 weeks ago, and I picked up 7 more. So.
In fact, I was making holiday decorations for the tree for one of the nonprofits last night.
So, but it's a lot of fun. Former council member Kim Russell, she's doing a tree in celebration of her mom's foundation, Mary with an E. A lot of great organizations around, so it's going to be a fun one. So, but if you can come, it's also, all the food is donated, including the beer from Rochester Mills. Thank you very much. And Cruisin' Muir, La Pumas, everybody's favorite. I had to talk Tony into it. It's the most popular booth in the joint. Touraloo comes. They always tell me they have to bring more wine because they really underestimate how much our people drink.
Well, that's true.
I don't know what would.
It's all my neighbors.
And then Spice and Tea is there doing hot cocoa, the Royal Park, in addition to doing a tree with a room night, they also do all the desserts, but everything is donated, and it's the biggest fundraiser for the Big Bright Light Show. That's why I'm talking about it more here than I usually do, because this is our event now, not PSG. So
great.
if you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets now. It's going to be really good. We've got some fun stuff this year. So that's that. Leading up to Big Bright Light Show, we are on track. Weather's been really good to us, so they are on 4th Street. They're going to be finishing up there and then going back to hit some of the buildings that were doing some maintenance or some different things that we couldn't light. So we're going to be in pretty good shape. So I would say sometime next week, you might see the lights on occasion, because we're going to be testing some things and playing around with the wireless and all that good stuff. So don't be alarmed if you see the lights on. It's just us. So there's that. Oh, from our last meeting, we were waiting to get confirmation. The Oakland County Board of Commissioners, through Commissioner Brendan Johnson and Commissioner Michael Spiz, were able to allocate $10,000 for sponsorship of Lanyap and the Big Bright Light Show. So we're super excited for that. So both Brendan and Michael will be on stage with us at Lanyap with the mayor. We're pretty excited, actually. Brendan, we're kindred spirits. He's going to be on his way home from Disney that day, so he has to catch an earlier flight.
That's awesome.
If you
Yes.
get a flight.
Yes, so when I was in Disney and he was texting me about the, getting the actual 10,000, we were exchanging Disney emojis. He's like, we need to have coffee and talk Disney. I'm like, we so do.
Oh, dear.
So they're great. So we're really excited about that. And then promotion has already started for the Big Bright Light Show. I don't know if anyone saw it. I shared it out on my personal, and Dave shared it himself. It'll be on our social this week. I was a guest on the Dave Llewellyn podcast, talking about the 20th of Lanyap, because I don't know if anyone knows the history, but Dave has been with us since year 1. So he has a great affection for it, and even though he's not with Channel 7 anymore, he still volunteers his time to be a part of it, and we're super grateful for that. So I've heard it's a good podcast. I've listened to it a few times. I like the light show, so I'm kind of an easy audience, but I hope you enjoy it. So that's for Dave, and then he said next week he's subbing for Paul W. on WJR, and he's going to see if he might be able to sneak us in segment. So we're excited for that. Glenda Lewis was in town yesterday. The hotel was kind enough to loan us the library for a couple hours, and we did filming for the Big Bright 20th video package that's going to air at some point. And then as we were sitting here, I got a Google alert that Channel 7 just released their, hold on, no, I don't want an ad from State Farm, their major lighting things, and that's us.
Awesome.
So
That's great.
they're doing a big light up the season special, but
Awesome.
so that's that. And then anything else? Oh, and then circling back what you were talking about with Heather from Home Bakery. If anyone's not familiar, she was on the Harry Potter Wizards of Baking. She's about to reveal her holiday window as Harry Potter. And she was just in today talking to us about it. And she said, if you're a big fan of Harry Potter, there are so many very subtle Easter eggs. You're really going to have to stare at it to find all the little nuances of it. So we're really excited for
That's
that.
great.
So, yeah, she said she's feeling the pressure, not as much pressure now that the show's over. Yes, because she couldn't talk about it and couldn't tell anybody the results or anything, so that was a lot. But, yeah, things are happening downtown. We're, all of our Small Business Saturday swag came in from American Express, and then what we supplement with tote bags and things like that. Merchants have been coming in all week, starting to pick up all of their gear, so they can be ready for that. All the posters are out, all the signs are out, all the pressers are out. We're ready to go. That's what I got.
Excellent.
I just have to build 20 more trees. It's fine.
No worries.
We always get there.
Red
It's all-
Bull. Lots of Red Bull,
Lots of good volunteers and lots of glitter.
right? Yeah, for
Lots
sure.
of glitter.
All right, thank you for that report. And if, any questions for the director on any of this? No? Okay, marching forward. So in your packet, we received a communication from a property owner in the district. So as a matter of course of action, it requires us to discuss it, so we included it in the packet. In looking at it, it's from Frank Rewald, and talking about special assessments and taxes and that sort of thing. So the lion's share of the information contained in this letter really is decided at council and not here, so I'm going to refer this to council, if that's
Yep.
okay. The only thing really that applies to us, because there's a discussion with respect, and we hear this every year whenever the PSD renewal happens, there's people that want to be in and want to be out, and I've been at council, both up here and in the audience as a viewer, but there's a time and place during the year where, during the public hearing, people make their, desires known. So I suspect that's what council will respond back with on this one. But that's where that would happen with respect to who's in the district, who's not in the district, the rates. I know that, did we do 2 years last time or one? I can't
2
remember.
years for the PSD.
Okay, so the next time that comes back, there'll be another bite at that apple to have that discussion again. It's just, in my 12 years on council, we talked about it, I think, for 12 years. So it's one of those things where you've got people that are in and understand it and those that don't. And we just, that's why the electeds get to make the big decisions and the big bucks for making those decisions. All $11 or whatever it is a meeting that you guys get these days.
Yeah, so regarding the letter, so
Yeah.
city council did not receive this letter
No.
during the window, if you will, to, I'll say,
Take action.
take action
Gotcha.
regarding the assessment. So we'll have to see if I don't know if this can be resubmitted or notify him of when the window is for the next.
Yeah, we just got it, and I figured the course of action here was to, put it in the packet for the board, have our discussion on it, and then my suggestion, I can't make motions, would be a motion to forward it to council for their consideration.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Haig,
I'll second.
support by Plez, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion-
Sorry, I was trying to have discussion, but that's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So just PSD did receive this because at the top of the letter, I think there was some confusion by Mr. Rewald that the DDA is the keeper of the PSD, which they are not. So I did, at Ben's direction, send a note back to Frank, letting him know that I was forwarding it to PSD, which I did last week at their meeting, so they were in receipt of this.
Yeah.
And let him know that it was coming to DDA from the other paragraph that reflected us. And so I also, in the letter back to Frank, let him know that it was going to be passed along to both DDA and PSD and clarified the DDA, PSD, and I also spoke to him, put in the letter about the window
Yeah.
of opportunity. so.
Gotcha. Okay, so anyway, long story short, long story long in this case, is it's going to be referred back to council, and just it's another one of, property owners looking for some resolution to their issues. So the only one that's really on this list that we could have any impact on would be with respect to holiday lighting in areas that are not on Main Street. This has been a recurring theme on this board, and also in my 12 years on council, is always we can't, unfortunately, we don't have a dumpster full of $100 bills out back, so we have to, the lights can only go where they can go. And then other property owners do, take it upon themselves to do decoration. And there was a request for a reimbursement, if you will, for what was spent. I don't even know how we would do that, even if we wanted to do that, but I at least wanted to entertain that discussion and let the board take any action that you desired to see fit. But in terms of sort of the history of that, maybe can you walk us through the lighting down sort of in that area and how that?
Sure. So when the lights first started back in 2006, it was the 300 and 400 block, east and west side, those two blocks. And then the next year, we added in the 100 and 200 block, both sides. So at the same time, Roy Rewald had reached out to us. He really enjoyed the light show and wanted to know if there was something that could be done on the knitting mill. He said he wanted something different, didn't want the lights, but wanted something different that might be more interest to make people come off Main Street to come down and see what they were doing. And I had my eye on, if anyone's familiar, Saks Avenue in New York does this dancing snowflake spectacular, which was pretty cool. So I sent some videos to Roy, and he really liked it. And his offer was that he would purchase the snowflake show, and then he would pay to have it installed and removed each year. So the initial investment, I think, was something around maybe $15,000, something like that. And then every year, we had an agreement that for $6,500, we would put the snowflakes up, take them, and we'd also maintain them and store them. And they played to music. There's a little speaker we set up out there, and there were about, I think, a dozen, I'm looking at Missy, maybe a dozen, maybe a little bit more snowflakes, all different shapes that would dance to music, and it would go off about every 15 minutes. After Roy's passing, Frank had contacted us and said that he would like to keep the snowflakes, but he was not planning to contribute any more dollars. DDA at the time, like you said, did not have the funds to just go ahead and independently light someone's building, because the question was, okay, well then, if someone else approached us,
Yeah, where do you stop?
where do we stop, and where does it stop, and where does it start? So that was the last year the lights were on, the snowflake show was on the knitting mill. I think they were on there maybe like 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Gotcha.
So that was the end of that. So then at some point, there was some expansion on North Main, and then that got pulled back when the economy started sliding. Now some businesses on North Main have, as you were saying, taken it upon themselves to decorate their buildings, whether they're doing the big bright light effect or putting, like Paul's just kind of did, lighting all over his building last year. I know that.
It's up already.
Is it up
Paul's-
already? Yeah, I know
Paul's is
they
up,
were.
The new
yeah.
juice place is up, the gas station's up.
Yeah, and those are all at their
Yep.
expense completely. They may be, a couple of them are using Dan's as their contractor, but they are, yes.
Gotcha.
So that's the history of that. So we have never offered, other than what we did with the mill those few years, we've never offered, nor has anyone requested of us to create something specifically for them and work out an agreement as a cost-sharing kind of thing. I can't say that, it'd be up to the DDA if they would ever be open to something like that,
Sure.
if someone wanted to
That's why I
approach.
wanted
And
to
I think
discuss
that
it.
would certainly be a thing, but I don't know that we can afford everyone who decides to decorate their building that we can pay for it, because in that case, please write me a big check and we will big bright the heck out of this whole town, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So that's the history, that's the only building we've ever treated in that manner.
Yeah, we've had, again, in my years on council and then also on this board, we've had, people upset that their buildings weren't getting done and that sort of thing. It's just, and I'm sorry, I really wish we had just an unlimited dumpster full of $100 bills out back, but we don't. So the program itself is, I always file these kind of things under no good deed goes unpunished.
Yep.
But, the whole idea of the Big Bright Light Show is, marketing of the community, and the community as a whole benefits from that. I mean, how many, 1 million plus visitors in downtown. We talk ad nauseum on this board and others of the success and the draw that comes in, and that, that translates into, increased demand for properties, for landlords, increased property values, desire for the community, which drives, home prices up. It's a huge economic boon, and we recognize that, and we're happy to do our part to continue that. But that said, unfortunately, we just don't have enough budget to do everybody. So with that, I don't know if there's a discussion to be led, if anybody's got any thoughts on the
I got a
foregoing, but yes, Paul.
I just want to say that every year I get asked if the Santa Claus is paid for by DDA that I put up on top of my building.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
And all those decorations I put up extra over and again, and the answer is no. It's paid for by Higgs of Rochester every single year.
Yeah. I have so is there a correlation between the extra taxes on the Main Street properties?
There absolutely could be.
Than the lights that are on the buildings, therefore there could be some more of a connection there? Like, is that adding more buildings? I just throw it out there.
So I don't think, when PSD has talked about the assessment, they talk about the higher rates are for the proximity to Main Street, just in terms of that's where all the events take place. There's never been discussion about the lights, and especially since the lights now are paid for out of the DDA, not the PSD. So that it's never been connected. The lights have never been directly connected to the assessment. It's always been proximity to Main Street and first floor versus upper floor. But now that doesn't really matter anymore because it's over here now. So it's not an assessment, it's just part of the DDA's budget.
Yeah, and I think on balance, the PSD assessment is based on, like, to your point, proximity to Main Street because of the benefit derived from the investment the DDA makes and the PSD makes in it. So properties off of Main Street, they're at a much lower rate. And then just so everybody's clear, the fact that we've got a DDA doesn't mean that it would pay any less taxes if there wasn't a DDA. The taxes are going to be the same, it's just what gets captured.
Right, but
Right.
my point being that there is some kind of a connection where those lights are being on Main Street as opposed to pushing up north and south and, on the side streets, to say that you're focusing on this one area. And it is only thing, there's affordability as
Yeah,
well. But
for
there
sure.
is a connection to, maybe not 100,
It's one-to-one correlation, I know what you're trying to say.
There
yeah.
is some.
Yeah, yeah.
And that
Payment
would be
connection,
my,
yes.
that and there's more traffic, I mean, there's that besides affordability that we don't have the funds.
Right, I mean, like I said, I wish we had a dumpster full of
Right,
$100
but
bills.
anyway,
out there.
I think that there is some connection there.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
Madam Mayor?
Christie, do the snowflakes still exist?
They do not.
function?
And it's old technology anyway, so even if they did still exist, I don't think that they would have been terribly usable. There's a lot of new things that are out there. We did repurpose them over to the fire hall for several years, not moving, but just static, because it was a lot of maintenance to keep the music and all that good stuff going. But the snowflakes did live for several years on the fire station.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah. And Dan's contributed, that was free. They actually donated their time to put the snowflakes up there. There was no cost to the PSD or DDA at that time for any of that.
So again, I think us to a person up here, if we had unlimited funds, we would make sure that, to your point, we would Christmas the heck out of this town.
You betcha.
Yeah.
It'd be so bright, you'd be seeing it from the space station.
You mean you can't?
Well, you actually probably could. That'd be interesting to find out, right?
Yeah,
We'll have
it
our own Aurora
I wonder
Borealis.
if the helicopters are going again this year. Remember last year, the helicopter tours?
I haven't seen any of the ads yet, but I'm sure they'll start showing up in my feed. But we do hear rumor that if there's nothing big going on, we will have Chopper 7 at Lanyap this year.
Sweet.
So that'll be some good footage to get.
As long as they're flight flights, we're good. All right, so the action on this is it's received. We've had a discussion with respect to, the reimbursement part. My sense is that there's really nothing that we can do because we don't know where to stop and start on that one. We just don't have budget for it. We'll certainly, talk about it in goals and objectives. We put that on the list and we'll, actually, second. So we'll talk about Big Bright and, look at that in totality, but just as a practical matter, I think it's very difficult. The rest of these items are council items, and this letter will be referred to council for their action, and that's basically it. So, all right, with that, we will march forward the budget discussion. So, another takeaway from our last council meeting was, during the budget, was getting out in front of budget stuff way sooner. So we heard that loud and clear, and we want to make sure that we are getting ahead of it and getting numbers to council and much earlier than last year. Last year was just kind of, there was a lot of 50 pounds of dirt in a 5-pound bag last year, but this year I think we're pretty well sorted. The project's already been approved. It's just, I dotting and T crossing from our perspective. So our stuff should be easy this year. Fingers crossed. I know Anthony and Marcy have been working on getting that packet together for us. So at this point, goals and objectives, we try and do first part of January, right?
Yes.
Did we want to do a special meeting, or did we want to do it at the January meeting and do it before or after? Is there a sense that, would you guys rather do it on this night and just spend an hour or two afterwards to talk?
Yeah. The date would be January 21st, if that's helpful for anybody on their calendar.
I'm in favor of doing it on that same night.
The same night as the meeting?
Same night makes sense to me.
Oh, fun fact, that's also the day of our Rochester Main Street evaluation.
Oh,
Oh, excellent.
okay.
So, yes.
So the 21st is our regularly scheduled meeting in January. Okay, so.
Budget and DDA.
All right, so, excuse me. Well, let's move the start time to 6 PM for that meeting.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody? Can you get here at 6?
Yep.
I know, Tanya. Okay. But, so let's do 6. Tony will bring the Pumas.
If you want, I'm
All right, man.
Love it.
That'd be awesome.
Conies and fries for everyone. And Tums.
I'll mix it right with chili.
There you go. Excellent. Perfect.
I'll send a meeting invite out to everybody, just so they can get it on their calendar.
Got it. And if there's things like this, this letter and these ideas that the community has and you guys have as to things we ought to be looking at for budget for next year, pass them all up to Christie and she will get them on the agenda and we will address each and every one of them.
So a couple things that, from the report that's in the packet.
Yep.
So I will make sure that all of council has this, because again, we want to make sure that that transparency flows through to them,
Yep.
so they're aware of where we're at. This is kind of like what we see at council for the rest of the budget. We kind of see, hey, here's how we're at as we're going through the year. It's not wait until the end, like, ooh, it's a surprise. So I will share this with all of council, make sure city administration does. I noted in here, obviously one of the items we've talked a lot about is the Graham. So budget cycle to date, we've spent less than $150,000 on that project. So that's what we're reporting through. The other thing I want to make sure that we start getting a little more transparency to council is the PSD part of it, so that, again, we don't have such a disconnect between DDA and PSD as we get closer. So, I can find where the PSD cross charges are in here, but it's not probably obvious to everyone. So, if we could also kind of work on that for the January meeting.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay, cool. All right, anyway, getting out in front of it earlier and
Yep.
to make everybody happy, and it makes perfect sense, and it should be normal practice, and this is good, right? Continual improvement. So January 21st, 6 PM, La Pumas, and I'll get some Budweiser or something, it'll be great. It'll be fun.
NA.
You right? No. Okay, no. Bud Heavies for everybody, 16-ounce long necks. All right, so we're good on that one. DDA board member recognition. Tanya.
Oh, my God.
I know. It's Tanya's last meeting because she is, her business is moving out of town, and we're very sad about this, so.
I'm very sad about it.
So Tanya Karsten, as everybody knows, has business in town, has been on the board for 5 or 6
5
years.
years?
Long-
6 years.
Yeah, a while. So, honorably served your board and your community. But yeah, we're going to miss the heck out of you. So
Thank you.
wish you the best on the business going forward. I've heard all kinds of stuff, so I feel like I know what's going on, just sort of through the grapevine-ish, but you'll keep us posted.
Yep. It wasn't, actually, it was very amicable on both sides.
Sure.
It's just the terms had changed.
Understood.
And it didn't serve my needs anymore.
Yep.
So I had to make that really tough decision. Unfortunately, I can't make a business decision to stay in town just to stay on the DDA board. It was very
Right,
tempting.
Right, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot about our town and about how our DDA works and Main Street. I love all of it. if given the chance, I will come back in a heartbeat if I'm able to, and that's all I can say, because, the January 21st meeting, maybe I'll just show up and bring my Mick Ultra.
There you go, excellent, excellent, nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job. Well, again, thank you for, your commitment and service to the community. We're going to miss you.
Thank
And,
you.
But we'll see you around. We're like Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you. Both you and Marilyn, we'll leave the light on for you guys. So with that, Madam Mayor, we are going to need another business
Yep.
seat. So if you could put that on the council agenda and
Yep.
get us,
Yep.
get us a new person, it'll be fine. Don't want to do it, but we're going to miss you.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, with that,
No, it's like I'm coming back.
oh dear. I love that. That's awesome. That's so good.
Just all these notes I'm writing, I'm like, why am I doing
That's so good.
that?
Sorry, we'll put you down as recording secretary. That'd be good. Executive director update.
So just a couple highlights on what's on my report already, and then I'll touch back on to America 250, so everybody knows what's going on with that. So the Michigan Downtown Association statewide conference was here last week. They had a record attendance. They attribute it to the location. The people were really excited to come and see what we had going on. The mayor sat through the sessions as well. So I'd love to hear if you want to share some of your experiences, and then we can talk a little bit about the walking tour.
Yeah, I loved it. Christy gave a fantastic presentation. Unfortunately, Treasurer Maggio was giving a presentation at the same time, so I chose to participate in his. He talked about using artificial intelligence to improve your businesses and help your businesses in your downtowns, and everyone was very engaged, and it was a great presentation. I will tell you, my one takeaway was the keynote speaker was on public art and activating spaces. And my takeaway was, how do you get away from everyone having their opinion on, this is pretty art, I don't like this art, blah, blah, blah. How do you get around that? You have a story. You tell the story around the art, the history, the whatever. You tell a story and tie that to it to activate it, because that gets rid of that. And honestly, I thought about, there is a sculpture in our city that none of us really like so much and consider art, if I could be very honest. And so I thought maybe we need to activate it with the stories. And I know we're redoing the class, and Nick is looking at me like, why are you talking about this? Okay, so one person loves it.
I love it too.
Council doesn't love it. It's the giraffe.
It's a headless giraffe.
It's the giraffe. It's the sundial.
Okay, got it.
So, obviously, see, this is a
I've lost
classic
control. I've lost control of the meeting, Nick.
of art, where art can turn into this thing that doesn't bring unity, and people see it differently. So, I just wanted to share that thought, that if we can bring some story around this, we might be able to make that a win.
I'm sorry, we don't have budget for that this year.
It's outside the district.
It's in the city, it's not in the DDA.
Yeah, it's outside the district, sorry.
Sorry,
Right,
it's
yeah.
going to be a miracle.
No,
I know.
I joke, but the mayor's 100% spot on. The hardest thing that we have to contend with in art is, one person's view of art as being beautiful, the other person thinks that looks terrible.
Right.
And we've had that ad nauseum throughout this to get that and have that not become an issue. It's just human nature, right? So how are you going to do it? So I love that, and I appreciate that takeaway. So as the art committee is kind of going through their stuff, I'm sure that you guys will take that one to heart. So
Absolutely.
thank you for, doing all that and spending all that time. You've done so much spending time with our stuff that we really appreciate you putting that effort in for
Yeah,
us.
I realize I really love public art, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
very
just
cool.
sort of DDA stuff in
DDA
general,
stuff,
but
yeah.
just,
It's great.
it's not like on a paying job, right? So.
No.
Right, so Nancy also worked with me. So one of the things that if you're the host of the conference, after the first day, you are obligated to take everyone on a walking tour. And so, of course, I wanted ours to be interesting, so I talked to my friends at Dan's and said, could we Frankenstein something together that maybe I could flip on a piece of the show just to give them a little wow factor. So rumor had started through the conference that the light show was going to be on. I made it very clear it was a piece of the light show. So we said that we would meet in the gallery area behind the ballroom of the hotel, and Nancy and I were standing there talking, and then a few more people, and we ended up with over 50 people on a walking tour.
Oh, dear.
My standard walking tour that I do includes taking people inside the mills. So at one point, I think that the host was really terrified because we just kept coming. There were a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we got them all
Clown
around
car
town.
at the
I took them
circus.
over by the market and the Graham. I took them by the home bakery and talked about the Taylor Swift window and Lions and all that good stuff, and then took them over by the studio and made all the dreams come true by flipping the switch on the show, which they were incredibly impressed by. But I talked to Dana, who is the director of Michigan Town Association. She said she's had nothing but positive feedback, and that overall, just the energy in our city was so positive and vibrant, and she was really excited to be here.
That's great.
So
This is
that
why
was-
we do what we do, people.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It was
so-
incredible. These are people from downtowns all across the state of Michigan who they love their downtown, but boy, did they love Rochester.
Yeah.
We want people that come here to leave and go, man, that bar is super high now. So
Yes, they enjoyed that very much. Ornaments, that was on the list, they are here now, so I'll go ahead and pass them along. So we do 4 a year, we usually do 4 buildings. This year we did 3 buildings and a big bright ornament. So I'll pass these along for everyone to see. We did the Rochester Train Depot.
Oh, great.
We did Chapman House. Hopefully it'll open again. And we did Cruise and Muir.
Nice.
So there's those, and then this is the big bright
Love
ornament.
this one. Love that
So
one.
we dropped the ornaments on our social last night, and
I saw it.
this morning I was supposed to build a tree instead. The staff and I packed 50 orders
Oh, my
that came in overnight.
Oh, dear.
In related news, I also was able to get a reorder
looks
in
even cuter now.
for the Big Bright Light Show one, because that one's already going fast. The reason I also mentioned this to DDA is this is actually part of our Love Local Rochester merchandise, and this is one of our bigger fundraisers that we do, is with the sale of the ornaments. So the total series is 12. I don't know if we're going to go any further than that. We'll see how they sell this year, but Big Bright is number one with the bullet here.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
one of the prized ones on the Giovanelli tree every year is.
Jeweler eye.
I gotta check it out.
Are there any diamonds in there?
Cubic-
It's
cubic
20 bucks.
zirconia. It's the,
Yes, okay.
Yeah, but they'll sell in 40 years.
the
For about
one that's the
$200.
prize of the Giovanelli tree is the La Pumas.
See that?
I will say the La Pumas, we had to reorder it after the first year. That is still the most popular ornament we sell.
Beautiful.
But Big Bright is coming in hot.
Beautiful, I love
It's a
that.
pretty one.
They
So
did a
all
nice
the
job.
ornaments are 15, that one happens to be 20. But we make about a 50% profit margin on those, so it's pretty good for us.
Okay.
So it's all good.
Let's tell everybody that.
Yes, so last but not least, America 250, which Don had mentioned, and Ben and Nancy are very well aware of this. A few months ago, the mayor had approached Ben and said, could we borrow the team a little bit, because the city's working on America 250. They need someone to kind of help put things the way that they should be. So we started meeting with the Heritage Days Committee, which is great. But also there, we ended up forming a steering committee with a lot of key players here in the greater Rochester area, OPC, the library, the museum, a lot of different organizations. Daughters of American Revolution are involved, Historical Society, everybody. So essentially what our role as of right now, we've certainly offered our services to Heritage Days, and I think they're still working with the city to figure out funding and what that looks like. But we're going to be the communication clearinghouse, if you will, for this, so that it looks like with just the organizations we're working with now, and then we've gone to the second tier of reaching out to secondary organizations, there are so many cool events, whether they're existing events that they're theming to America 250, or they're unique America 250 things like Daughters of American Revolution. They scored the America 250 exhibit, which is really hard to get. It's going to be at the library the week of Fire and Ice. So there's some really cool things. So we thought it would be a great idea if we kind of create one master calendar. It'll live on the DDA's website, and then every month we'll select a couple different organizations, events that we'll put out press releases about, that we'll do some special posts, send out those social posts to all the organizations, so we can just get that, like I always call it, that pebble in the pond, expanding to tell everybody what's going on. So it's a little bit more manpower, not really expense, but we just think it's really important. This is something, if everyone's not familiar with America 250, it's a program, it's a nonprofit that was started at the federal level back in 2016. So they've really been working on it. Their overall goal, if you look at their mission, is to create the largest national celebration in the history of our country. It's all about the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. So even though that's the day, we're looking at a whole year of activities, of different things going on. So we're
Not
pretty
a better
excited
team
about
to
it.
be running
thank you.
that point on it, so
So-
good job, appreciate it.
We're excited to do it.
Okay, just, but don't forget, they have other work they need to be
I
doing,
know,
too.
especially this time of year.
We do.
Fantastic. All right, thank you for that report. Anything else?
No, just going into the ladies' report, I would say that the magazine is out, if anyone hasn't seen it,
Great.
here it is. Also, and it's old school, but I'll be darned if people don't come in looking for them every year. We still do postcards that you could actually put a stamp on and mail. We give out, between the businesses asking for them and then people that come in, we probably give out 10,000 of these every year.
10,000?
10,000. It's
That's all?
ridiculous. And it costs us $200 to produce, and people love them. Some people come in and get a stack, they put them in their Christmas cards. Other people, this is their Christmas card. I have realtors that come and get stacks, like thousands of them, and then put on all their labels and send them to their clients. It's a thing. But it's gotten to the point, because printing is so cheap these days, it's $200, and it makes people so happy. So these are in, so if anybody needs these, come see our office.
Okay.
I have boxes.
Got it, fantastic. All right, financial report is in your packet. Any questions for the director or myself, feel free to let us know. Biz Dev.
I think we covered pretty much.
Yeah, well, site, we talked about.
Graham.
The Graham, what else is going on? Just, we're still banging through, even though we've got that project, none of our other projects have been taking a back seat. Everything's full speed ahead, so.
Yeah, I can just mention that Mark, who has been working on doing some of the maintenance, that he went around and painted the bottoms of a lot of the light poles that looked like they'd been hit and
Yeah, it looked a lot
salt
better.
and all kinds of stuff, so it looked way better on that. And he is slowly, you wouldn't even know that they're happening, but if you look at where the gates are around, like the fences, on the trees and on the corners, every now and again, you see just one piece missing, and then it's magically back. So he's going to take in the ones, if you walk down, you can see ones that are just all the way down to metal. They're not great. So he
Gotcha.
just casually will take a piece and then bring it back a couple days later.
All
and-
back in good shape and.
Yeah, so it's just small things, but it's going to make a
It
big
all
difference.
adds up,
It
for
all
sure.
adds up, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, so inexpensive, but I think it's going to be a big win.
So, and again, we realize that the Graham is a big project, but it is in no way going to get in the way of everything else that we need to do for around here.
And I haven't seen them actually doing it. I think they are like elves at night, but the wayfinding signs, the new ones are coming.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't actually seen, have you seen them out there yet? See, I see the signs, but I don't see the people. So I think they're,
Oh, it's like
haven't noticed that.
Banksy or.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
artist does in the middle of the night and kind
I see the signs, but I'm like, oh, okay. So what they're working on trying to get more of those downtown, so it's been great.
Third shift PD, they're slow. So they're putting signs up.
I think so. They did. So a lot of you may recall that Bart Jones from Lawn Works, he's been our maintenance company for, 25-plus years. Amazing. And then he was talking about retiring last year, and then Nick and I cornered him in a very friendly, nice way, and discovered that he just physically wasn't able to do a lot of the harder labor, the lawn cutting and some of the other things, but he still wants to work because he enjoys it so much. I know you guys have worked with him with the gardens. He's very passionate about this, and he feels like this is his town and takes a lot of pride in it. So we were able to work with another company, Mark, who I think some people know in town, that he does painting as part of his business, but then he has a whole nother division that does landscape and lawn cutting and things like that. So we paired him up with Bart. So Bart does all the plantings and the trimmings and all the fancier things. He's doing all the holiday decor downtown, whereas Mark was able to take over more of the hard labor kind of things that were challenging for Bart. So the plan as of right now, as Bart, in a couple years decides he wants to transition, then Mark will absorb that and then we keep going forward. But we were able to do all of this maintaining our same cost that we did last year.
That's great.
So it was pretty great, and Bart seems happy, Mark's super happy, he lives here in town, he's very proud to be here, and it's just been a really great partnership, so we're really very fortunate.
Well, we are, as you guys know, we're super blessed with people in this community that, give and make it as great as the place that it is. So with that, thank you for that report. Is there any other parting words of wisdom from the Peanut Gallery?
Peanut Gallery?
Yes?
That's me.
All right.
Wait,
Madam,
just
yes, ma'am.
One last thing.
Yes.
No,
I did
so
forget to
Fred,
mention the
I don't know who it is.
that December 7th is the Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Yes, the hometown Christmas parade.
Got it. All
That
right.
was part of my
We will
report.
be
And
there.
we're going to make sure the lights are on this year, right?
I can put the lights on, it's daytime,
I know, but normally the lights were on, and when I asked Maggie, is there a reason why the lights were not on last year, she said somehow that was a mistake.
So no one has asked me to turn on the lights for the parade for probably about 8 years. So, because I have to manually turn them on, I have to
Right.
come down and physically do it, so I would remember if I haven't done it since we moved to the office, that's 6 years at least. If they want them, all they have to do is call, because we can just flip the switch.
I mean, I get it, it's daytime. I don't know, I guess I would ask,
Yeah,
I would ask the
all somebody has to
board's
do is ask
opinion. I
us.
mean,
Yeah, no one's asked
I
me.
mean, it's daylight, but, I mean, we saw how everyone freaked out when we saw them during daylight with the walking tour. They were thrilled, so.
Yeah, it was 5:30, so
I'll
it's a little
talk to
darker. But
Maggie.
just tell her to call me. I just have to make the time to come down.
It's fun too, anytime.
Then,
I'll talk to Maggie.
then the Grand Marshal Gala for Pat McKay as our Grand Marshal is on Wednesday, December 4th at 6 to 9, I think.
Was that Great Oaks?
Great
Great
Oaks.
Oaks Country
Okay.
Club. Yes, you
Pat
can buy
McKay.
tickets at rrc-mi.com.
All right.
You don't want to miss it.
Paul's Bookies, checking out.
I'll be there. Visual suspects and more. I'll be there.
All right, so lights on, no problem. It's LED, doesn't it?
Nope, I just.
Yeah.
To the community as everything else, right? So, all right, with that, meeting adjourned.